After reviewing Samurai Warriors 2, I felt it was time to get into its 2 expansions. We'll cover them in order of release, so Empires is first, though usually Xtreme Legends is first, and Empires comes out last to build upon whatever Xtreme Legends added to the base game. This is the only time Empires came out first for any Warriors game over Xtreme Legends. So, we do miss out on some gameplay enhancements and new characters. Samurai Warriors 2 Empires is the first Empires entry for Samurai Warriors. It builds off of Samurai Warriors 2 and has many similarities to Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires, though some things are different and some are for the worse. We'll get into them later. First off, let's talk Empire mode.
The best defense is a strong offense. By aiming high, we will survive the chaos. I will bring down the curtain on this war.
In Empire mode, you can select from various scenarios that focus on selected territories and factions in different times, or select the divided land option to have a customized experience. Here you can select the factions and what territories they own, and then select which one you want to play as. The usual stuff is here from DW5E, so you can consult your officers for assistance on how to run your kingdom or manually choose options. You have alliances, trade, development of your territory, recruiting troops and officers, and of course, hiring unique troops and using tactics to cause chaos in other lands. One thing that stands out from DW5E is the introduction of formations. With them, you can give your army a time-limited bonus like defense or speed if you have a formation that outdoes the enemy formation, akin to rock, paper, scissors. If your formation is better, you gain your bonus. If the enemy formation is better, they get their bonus and you lose yours. This can be a deal breaker if not careful, so the enemy could be running around with high speed, taking over your bases and main camp within minutes while you struggle to keep up, or they can get increased defense or attack. This keeps you on the edge and in turn leads to more challenging battles. I enjoy this concept greatly. Outside of this, however, the game is mostly the same as DW5E, with not much improved. They didn't even add cutscenes or interactions with officers, it's just more of the same, which sucks cause you'd expect improvements with sequels, not copy and pasted laziness, unless your name is Call of Duty.
A kind of peace has returned to the land. Now we must work to make that peace permanent.
Now to create a nation worthy of your name.
The free mode is back and is just tacked on here. There's nothing special about it, and it's just here if you want a quick fix and don't want to play for long. I'd rather have it here than not for those who want it. Honestly, in Empires it makes more sense that it exists. Here you can't just replay exact battles, unlike in the base games. Next up, let's talk the worst character customization compared to DW5E. This is on par with DW4E. You cannot change the appearance, only select a pre-made model, change their color, name, voice, symbol, Musou symbols, and moveset. That's it. But unlike DW5E, there's more color options here, so there's one positive. But a con compared to DW5E again is movesets are gender locked, so no macho man running around as Oichi or femme fatale as Honda Civic. You can only save about 15 officers, so you can save a few more than DW5E, but with less customization, it doesn't matter much in the end. Honestly, I hate the officer edit mode in this game. It's just lazy and a downgrade.
Ah, Mitsuhide! A quick draw, I hear. Let's see if you're quick enough to beat two swords.
My sword was forged to shatter hearts and topple empires. If you think you can stop me, then show me what you're made of.
A few other things worth mentioning before the score. We'll start with how even though there's hardly any cutscenes and even less effort put into them compared to even DW5E, officers can have unique conversations before battle depending on who's involved. I guess this is fine, but it doesn't really add much to an already ghost town of a game. The English dub was clearly changed, with some voice actors being replaced akin to Dynasty Warriors 4 Empires. Not a fan of this, it's quite jarring. They did this again in the Xtreme Legends expansion. Tech McCoy really hates us English speakers. The combat is the same, with no improvements or additions from the base game. The bodyguard is removed, obviously, and instead, much like DW5E, you get a small group of soldiers to follow you around. You can still give orders of charge, defense, follow you, or decide for themselves. There's no ending cinematic, unlike in Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires, so even unique officers get no love this time around. And that's about it. Let's get to the score. There wasn't much to talk about in this game.
Come on, soldiers! Push forward!
You're so strong.
We have defeated an officer.
At the end of the day, I do recommend Samurai Warriors 2 Empires, even though it's painfully average and nothing special. There's a lack of character and improvement compared to Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires, and it just feels lazy, but it's not that bad of a game, and you should give it a try, whether it's the PlayStation 2 version or even the Xbox 360 version. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.